Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to extend my thanks for inviting us to take part in this important summit. I will only repeat after my Prime Minister that Poland is fully committed to Croatia's accession to the European Union, and we welcome the progress that has been made especially since the agreement between Slovenia and the referendum in Slovenia, and this was a moment of joy in Warsaw when we had the outcome of the Slovenian referendum, believe me. Let me say a few words, first of all, on the context. Although Carl Bildt gave a very convincing presentation on the various challenges that we face, and I believe it's true, and we have to admit that after the entry into force of the Lisbon Treaty, Europe didn't really get any grace period. I don't know if we hoped for one, but anyway, we didn't get any. And in a way, the economic crisis has indeed made the tectonic plates shift quicker in global politics. And the data that Carl gave, for example, for the economic growth are very telling about the pace at which the geopolitics and the global economy is changing. I want to say also that it is important that the European Union in the coming years will maintain or will try to maximize its economic cohesion, political cohesion, in spite of the most serious economic crisis since 1930s. Of course, the various exit strategies from the crisis have to be combined with more responsible fiscal policy. But at the same time, we have to make very ambitious plans when we talk about the future budget for the European Union. We have to remember that the budget is always the key tool to develop policy, and we will enter very soon into the most difficult debate about the multi-annual financial framework for the Union for the years 2014-2020. That will very much define as well our ability to respond to those very challenges that we discuss also on the global stage. We also have to get serious about energy policy, including its external dimension. I will not speak at length about energy, but clearly if we are able to develop properly the internal market in energy, if we are able to make sure that we carry out the key strategic projects such as Nabucco, that will completely that will make European Union more secure, and I think nobody would question that. And of course, for Nabucco, what is absolutely a key is a real partnership with Turkey, and we very much hope for the Turkish commitment to this project. We also have very tough challenges ahead of us in global negotiations on climate. And here I want to say we have to be really, we have to define our position to see what leverage we have. I think that we were not able to use the leverage we have to the sufficient degree. We cannot be naive as the European Union that we can convince partners just by showing good example. We have to use all the instruments we have to make other global partners, especially the big emitters, more committed to the process. And this is very good that we will have in September European Council a discussion about strategic partners on the global stage. I think this will be an occasion to talk about the leverage that we can use also in the climate negotiations, but not only. Trade and other issues should be also there. Briefly on NATO, I think we welcome the debate so far in the wise men group, or in the wise persons group, I think that should be the language in 21st century, on the strategic concept for NATO. Obviously, Article 5 has a fundamental meaning, and the collective defense is the very essence of NATO. We have to make contingency planning a reliable instrument to ensure the alliance defense preparedness and deterrence. We also have, and this is a core task nowadays, to find the right balance between Article 5 and crisis management, i.e. operations. We have to also ensure that NATO must remain open for enlargement and for cooperation with partners. And key words for us regarding correlation between new strategic concept and NATO's relations with Russia are reassurance. So we don't want more security than other NATO members, but we want to feel as secure as other NATO members. And the new strategic concept should offer such solution. And the second key word is re-engagement, i.e. Russia should be involved and fully included in the new cooperative security architecture of the whole OSCE region based on interdependence. There is also a second pillar of European security, and that's the common security and defense policy. And as you know, with the Lisbon Treaty, the CSDP should get a serious boost. And obviously the fact that we all have to cut, we have more constraints these days on the state budgets also means that there should be a better momentum for sort of streamlining defense spending with the development of CSDP. CSDP, of course, creates a framework with a pivotal role of the High Representative and creates a framework for enhanced CSDP. We, as a future presidency of the Council of the European Union, Poland will have the presidency in the second half of 2011. We want to focus on 4 CSDP areas. First of all, institutions and mechanisms. Secondly, cooperation with NATO. Thirdly, capabilities. And fourthly, partnership policy. On institutions, we think that we need to strengthen the EU's ability to plan and conduct civil-military operations. So we would like to see a development of a civil-military operational headquarters as a joint effort of all member states by consensus. The EU has unique capacity to combine military and civilian means for an effective crisis management. So backed by this development, the EU could make a valuable contribution in theaters where we have to face traditional and new challenges, most often together with our partners, and most often where also other organizations, notably the UN and NATO, are present. On capabilities, the Lisbon Treaty provides for permanent structured cooperation. Of course, it's a very delicate and highly political project, so we should try to incorporate as many member states as possible, bearing in mind that the main goal would be to improve our capabilities and strengthening the cohesion on our security and defense policy. Thirdly, cooperation with NATO, and we are very happy that the High Representative has taken steps to establish close cooperation with the NATO Secretary General, and we believe that both the NATO strategic concept and Lisbon Treaty provide great opportunity to revive EU-NATO relationship. Fourthly, involvement of partners. Obviously, we have a growing intensity of cooperation with the United States. Ukraine and Russia expect a special arrangement to be developed for them, and we also think that in the neighborhood, which is the core responsibility of the European Union in foreign policy, that's the neighborhood, we also have to use the opportunities when it comes to relationship and cooperation with the Eastern partners, as well as cooperation with partners in the Mediterranean. So we have to use the crisis as an opportunity. We have to make sure that we don't waste time. And in 2011, it will be an interesting period for the European Union. Since we have now established the permanent president of the European Council, we also have the High Representative, soon to be supported by the External Action Service. But we also have in 2011 2 presidencies of new member states, Hungary first and Poland. And obviously, I can only speak for the Polish side, but for Poland, this is a great challenge, but also a great great commitment that we take on our shoulders, and CSDP will be one of those areas where we hope we will not deliver the project from A to Z, but we will try to make as much progress as possible. Thank you.